Welcome, guys, to another Team Tour Tuesday. This time we're going expensive. This is Warp World. Warp World keyword only shows up on the chases from X-Men Rise and Fall and Avengers Forever, so they are a little pricey. But I happen to have mostly all of them, so I wanted to put them together. We did a 300 point Silver Age team, and I was like, I don't have many Silver Age pieces. Let's play this. And it turned out to be really good. I went 3-0 with it. Who knew when you play all chases is good? They all kind of are independent pieces. They don't really have synergy together. They're all defenders, which is weird. Like they're most all of them are defenders. But they all share the Warp World keyword, so we can build a team on it. We're going to go over Ghost Panther and T'Chaka really quick. David did this on our Saturday video. He's got his poison that deals penetrating damage. He gets bonuses if he's attacking people that have already taken damage. You get T'Chaka. This piece is actually really cool because it's a free taxi that has the giant willpower, so he can go every turn. I was just using him to carry around Miss Kang. Or to bring like Weapon Hex or somebody up into the fray. And the attack on him is pretty good. Blades Exploit, nobody's ever said Blades Exploit is bad. We are playing him on his 75 point dial because these Warp World pieces are kind of expensive. So him and Iron Hammer here are low pointed, but they're still really good pieces. Starts with his 10 charge, 10 blades, 18 toughness, and then close combat expert. He's just a really good offensive piece. He also is Mystics, so hitting him back is a problem for your opponents. And just a kind of cool little piece. Plus this sculpt, like I can't get over how sick that sculpt is. It's like the coolest thing. But that's T'Challa and his father. Next, we'll go into the other Warp World pieces. Now, I know that David has done a team with Weapon Hex where Weapon Hex was the main piece, but she's just a really cool melee and range piece that I thought would help round out this team. There are a couple of other Warp World pieces from Avengers Forever that could fill this slot, but I liked the Weapon Hex here. Now, this is a solid 300 points, so there is no room for the Soul Sword with her or with Panther. We lose that, but she's still annoying on her own. So she has the Hex Marks the Spot, which is a power action. You choose a character within 6 squares in line of fire, and they give it a target spell token. And friendly characters with the mystical keyword can use improved targeting everything except for characters when targeting only that character. So right now the only mysticals on this team are T'Challa, but you get an extra target if you use that. I didn't ever use it. She's just really good without that. She's got her Hex Begone, Blades, Claws, and Fangs. When she uses it after resolution, she can move the hit target up to X squares away from their current square, where X is the result. Really actually good for moving them around because we do have 5 pieces on our starting team with these can generate later. And you only have 3 actions because nobody has leadership. So the ability to move somebody to one of our pieces that doesn't maybe have movement attack or not within range can help just mitigate that action economy because you're closing distance. And then she has her annoying Stop Clix of Death, which is stop super senses and at the end of your turn heal Weapon Hex 1. For 75 points, this piece is stupid. Every game I played, they knocked her down to Click 2 and then couldn't get her off of Click 2. The fact that she has super senses and probability control is really, really annoying. And we're also the Warp World theme, so I get the extra probs from any of these pieces. Plus, Miss Kang has probs and does something cool on that one. We'll go over that in a minute. So you can stop them from getting the second hit on Weapon Hex so she doesn't leave her stop click. And she's just, 10, 12, 18, 3. The fact that she also has a range of 7 with 2 targets for no reason. Like, she doesn't have range powers, but I can still shoot somebody and do a decent amount of damage is really good. The defender's keyword or team ability will come up. You put her next to T'Challa and bump his defense up by a little bit if she's on her stop click. Everybody here has roughly the same defenses, so there wasn't really a point to use that. But it is something that can come up eventually. She's just a really solid piece. I love this piece. That's why David is like all obsessed with it. We'll go to Miss Kang next. So we got Miss Kang, mashup of Kang the Conqueror and Camila Khan. So she is, the only keywords that she has are Avengers, Champions, Council of Kangs, Warworld, Young Avengers, Future and Past. So she only has 2 generic ones, and so she's kind of the odd one out, but for 50 points, she's a really cool piece. She's got shape change. When she uses it, after rolling, you may KO any number of friendly Chronal Echo bystander tokens to increase the result by X, where X is the number you kill. These are the tokens that she creates. And how does she create those? Well, we go to I know this happens. Probability control. When Miss Kang uses it, after resolutions, you may generate a Chronal Echo bystander token. So you attack with somebody like Iron Hammer. Well, they're all pretty high attacks on their top click. But you attack with one of the pieces where you know you're going to hit, and it's going to be obvious hit. And you can prob your own rolls to hit again. You'll make another one of these. If you miss, if you know you're going to miss, but you want these are really good. And you can make one every turn. Seems pretty good. She also has a stop click. Stop clicks are great, which has barrier on that stop click. And when Miss Kang would take damage from an attack, you may instead KO a friendly Chronal Echo token within range, and then place Miss Kang in the square that it last occupied. So you can just jump her away. This is pretty cool. And if we go and look at the back of her card, she is all utility, but we get to see what the Chronal Echoes do. They have a damage power, which is probability control, but only if no friendly character named Chronal Echo has used probability control this turn. So she probs something, generates a Chronal Echo token, which then can prob something, and you'll get an extra prob. And then you space these pieces out. They are plasticity, in cap, super senses with 1 damage. You throw them off to the side and tie up your opponent's pieces. Just give the lines of fire for the probability control. It's just extra rerolls, and it's very good. Yeah, you can only use 1 every turn, but who cares? She's also Cosmic Willpower, which is very important. So she goes every turn. We want to make sure that we can try to have somebody always moving. With 300 points in 5 pieces, you're always going to, but you can make your numbers a little bit better. So she's a 4 range, 2 targets, a phasing, telekinesis, 9 defense, and 2 with outwit. The telekinesis is actually really cool. I would always use her to telekinesis up Iron Hammer, and then Iron Hammer can close pretty much any gap at that point. So I like that little tidbit there. For 50 points, she's a really good utility piece. Having outwit and probability control on a piece, and that generates more probability control, is super unfair. Very chase-worthy, and that's why she is unique. But really like this piece, and probably going to try to build something else around her with Kangs or something. But she's pretty fun to play with. And the last piece on our very small team is Iron Hammer, Mr. Stark, Odin's son. It's kind of weird that these Warworld pieces don't have many generic keywords, but they do have a lot of named ones, which really helps get them where they need to be on a team. So he has this traded super senses, which never happened because people were never hitting Iron Hammer. When Iron Hammer uses it and succeeds, instead of evading the attack, you may choose an opposing character within range and line of fire to become the hit target. So if your piece over here shoots him, and you go, okay, the piece over here is the one that takes the target, and it's not even a range attack, it's just a attack. So even if he's getting blades and you can hit somebody over here with that, is pretty cool. And redirecting your opponent's attacks is kind of fun. The power that I used all the time is the Heimdall guidance system. Penetrating Psychic Blast, improved targeting, hindering elevation and characters. When Iron Hammer hits with a ranged attack after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to all untargeted opposing characters adjacent to the hit target. So it's like energy explosion, but better, because you're dealing your full damage, and he has 7 range with 3 targets, so you can pick like 3 different dudes that are clumped up, and then be like, okay, well, we'll deal damage here, here, and here. Everybody next to them takes damage. We played this the same day that David played his Red Skull team, so that used a lot of those hits. And the extra pennant and training damage is really cool, just because it gets through stop clicks, and it gets through a lot of interesting defensive powers, and you can wear down your opponent's team really easily. His special defensive power: Armor of Cold Iron, Runes of Power, Invincible Willpower. This power is protected outwit. When you can say that your power is protected outwit is great, because they're not going to know how to deal with it. Reducing 2 damage on like peon teams is really hard, and only taking 1 damage at a time is pretty good. The fact that he also then has willpower, so he can go every turn, we like that. It's great. And then he has his special damage power of Mule Iron coming online. Exploit weakness: when Iron Hammer hits with a close attack after resolutions, choose 1. Each hit target is given an action token. Each hit target modifies their attack by -1 until your next turn. The exploit weakness is really cool on here. The other 2 abilities come up sometimes. Just to neg down your opponent's attack power is really good, or tie them up. Now, like I said, we are playing him on his low dial, so we will look at this long dial. If you can manage to like 10 pull him, which I have an idea to do that with, he is unstoppable with this 10 running shot, 12 range with the Heimdall guidance system, and then he's got a special defense, and then range combat expert. So if you manage to get him enough points to play this, he's like, okay, I'm going to run up. I'm doing a 13 for 5 shoot. Okay, that guy dies. Also damage to those guys. That's insane. We are paying him at his little bit lower down value of a 10 running shot, and then 11, 18, 3. I like that the new distribution of special powers is, I have something that's really good up here. You get it for 1 click if you play it at the low dial, so they're still playable, rather than being like 2 separate pieces. And then he goes into his melee pieces, but this Steel Energy on this back half is insane. I would get pushed down to this point, and then I just heal back up, and then heal back up, and then heal back up, and then they can't do anything, and they're sad about it. And Iron Hammer stays alive for a long time. The fact that he has his unoutwittable defensive power almost the whole dial is insane, because you're never gonna do enough damage to him to actually make it matter, unless you're some special type of, like the beast that can outwit unoutwittable things. This piece is crazy. I love this piece. Sculpt is nice too, but you just run him up. He's like your main attacker for range, and you run him up and you just shoot multiple pieces. The way that I played this team was Iron Hammer would be the one that would move in first, and if we went first or second, didn't matter. I would want them to come to me, because you TK him 6 squares out with Miss Kang, and then running shot him up 5 squares, so that's 11, and then he's got 7 range, so that's 18 squares, 19 if you start him on the first square, meaning you're hitting probably somebody. And turn 1 usually is setup teams, so they're going to set them so they can find the support that they need. So you'll be able to one-shot somebody. I one-shot a couple of pieces with this guy. He's just super aggressive. And then Weapon Hex and T'Challa are the 2 backup melee pieces. The fact that they're all versatile, like even Ghost Panther here has a 4 range, so we can do a little bit of shooting, and with this peanut base, lines are really cool. So he's got a little bit of range, Kang's got a little bit of range, Hex has the same amount of range as him, but they're both melee or range like pieces. It's a very well-rounded team where you're not stuck in one specific position, and if you need to close that gap, maybe you don't have enough room to charge or something, or you need more room, Kang has that TK, so you can move whatever piece you need to get to more range later in the game. And because you have T'Chaka here as just a taxi. You can also carry around pieces. T'Chaka just carries around Miss Kang all over the map. And then once you get her into a position where she's safe, and because she's your support with these probability controls from her echoes, that you can run T'Chaka off and he becomes another offensive piece with an 11 attack and 2 exploit and 18 -2 defense, is pretty strong. So this is the Warp World team that I played last week. I really like this team. Obviously, there are other Warp World pieces that you can play, and if you do manage to have these pieces, I would say throw them on a map and actually play with them. There's a lot of fun that you can have with them. Plus, on these pieces, you can just really enjoy their sculpts and their mashups, because you get to play so many different Avengers. You've got Scarlet Witch and Wolverine. You've got Iron Man and Thor. You've got Ghost Rider and Black Panther, and then you've got Miss Marvel and Kang the Conqueror. Not an Avenger, but you know, it's close. So anyway, guys, that's the Warp World team. All around good, like, mid-range team. I like this team. I would be happy to play this team at any point. If you like this video, just give us a like. You can subscribe to our channel, share us with your friends. We try to appease the YouTube gods here and bring you guys more content that you like. We've got some other videos coming up for you guys. We're based on the suggestions, because we do read all of our comments. But until next time, guys, take it easy.